Hi, I'm the Gadget Guru, Andy Parr, and you're watching thevog.net. Well, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. We're right here in front of Space Coast Harley-Davidson in Palm Bay, Florida. Now, the reason we're here, well, this is a good place to shoot a video. It's an empty parking lot on a Sunday, and guess who's here? DSJR70. You've heard him talk about his new Vision. Well, today he's going to tell us more details and his initial impressions. I guess we'll start off with Don. How long have you had the Vision?
I think I picked it up late October, early November.
And first question, how many miles?
We're just under 6,000.
You know, that's pretty good, but I guess, you got it just prior to our riding season starting down here.
Yeah, well, that and I got about 18,000 miles total between this and the Fury.
Let's go back to when you first got the Vision. What was your initial impression of this bike?
When I first got on it, it was a big, clumsy bike, and it took about 10 miles for me to get semi-comfortable with it. I really wasn't too comfortable with it until I got about 1,500, 2,000 miles on it.
Did you notice a difference of riding it with or without the trunk?
Yeah, when I first got it, it felt really big, and first thing I did when I got the trunk delete kit was take the trunk off, throw it in the garage, and I was never going to put it back on. Then I had to go on a little trip, so I put it back on, and now I really don't even know it's there.
Now, even on the windy days, you can tell, like I know when we were driving to meet here, that it was a fairly calm day. On a day like today, would you notice the trunk being on?
No. And even the last time I rode up here where it was very windy, I didn't really notice it.
Okay, Don, this is the Vision Tour Comfort. What mods have you made to it so far?
So far, I haven't done much. I added the Gatlin tips to it, navigational system, the XM radio, and I think that's it.
Okay, any input on any of the additions that you put on there that might help other people?
If you can afford it, put the XM radio on it, because the FM isn't all that good, especially out in this area.
Now, I noticed, because I remember on my Vision, the way they mounted your antenna is kind of strange.
Yeah, I don't really like it, the big metal bracket there, but that was the way it came, so I'm going to just take it back off, paint it black.
Do you think that there's a reason they have that on there? Because I remember on mine, the antenna was maybe a tad bit smaller, and it just Velcroed directly to the dash.
I can't see any reason for it. Even when I had my Corvette, which was all fiberglass, all I did was double side tape it onto the top of the car.
Well, possibly using a different type of antenna now that they've had some experience with it. Okay, Don, you've now had your 2009 Victory Vision Tour Comfort for 6,000 miles. What's your review on it?
The one thing I would like to change is them putting a water-cooled motor on it, because it is really hot down here on the right-hand side.
How do you think that would affect the bike as a whole by adding a radiator?
On this bike, I don't think it would affect it at all. I mean, it has a big fairing to hide it. You wouldn't really notice any of the plumbing or anything. So I really don't think it would affect it.
What would it do to performance?
It would probably raise performance a little bit, keeping the bike a little bit cooler. I don't know. It depends on what they do with the motor when they do, if they do water cool it.
Okay, Don, you have a chemical physics background, so you're going to be a little bit more qualified to talk about this than I am. When the EPA gets involved in the next 5 years, what's going on with engines and what sort of modifications do you think that manufacturers will have to make to be able to keep up with increased regulations?
Well, first, chemical physics and mechanical engineering are two different things.
Fooled me.
But from what I'm reading and online and through the different forums, that they're already pushing the EPA limits on it. So in order to keep up with the EPA, their staggered setup year after year of getting more stringent and more stringent, they're going to have to do something, whether it's a bigger oil cooler, something to get the temperature down a little bit in the motors.
Can oil cooling be as effective as a pure radiator water cooling system on a V-twin?
For the internal of the motor, yeah, I think so. But for rider comfort, no. The heat's still going to come out.
Okay, we'll get off the water cooling topic. When you were shopping for the Vision, which bikes were you weighing?
I had it narrowed down to actually the only bike was the Goldwing, and I was going to wait for the new model, and then you talked me out of it.
Blame it on me, it's all my fault. Well, since Goldwing did not come out with a new model, at least as of yet for 2010 or 2011, I guess you're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I'm very happy. There's a few small things that I don't like about the bike, but not enough for me to say I wouldn't buy it again.
Okay, you open the door. Let's talk about the few small things. What would you change about this bike?
Small things, basically like the dash setup. I really don't need to know that I'm in 6th gear. I know I'm in 6th gear by the big tachometer that's sitting there. And when you flip through, I like it like the sport bikes do. When you flip through your settings, whatever you flip to comes up front and center instead of being on the bottom. And also the lights on the toggle switches. It'd be nice to have something to at least show you where the toggle switches are.
Well, you know, what's interesting, on the cruise control side, it is illuminated. But on the audio side, it's not. Strange, huh?
Actually, the cruise control is not illuminated.
Oh,
It has one LED on the on position, and it only comes on when you're in the on position.
But at least that gives you something to guide. But I can see what you're saying, that you only have one LED here, but on your zoom, your accelerate, your set or your decelerate buttons, they're completely blacked out. Why do you think that is at the price of LEDs today?
I couldn't tell you on that. I don't know if they got the switches from another manufacturer, but the tuner is illuminated. But like the hazard lights, your high-low setting for your heat grips, and your driving light is not illuminated. And that's a little tough to find going down the road.
Yeah, and I tell you, for me, somebody my size, I know when I was dealing with these buttons up front, they were a long reach.
Especially with the navigational system on there.
Yeah, because you have to reach over it.
The other thing I would change about the bike is the windshield. I know C. Bailey's makes one, but it should come with a better windshield from the factory. There's a lot of glare on it, especially at night when cars get up behind you.
You notice around the lip area, that's where you're getting some of the rainbow effect?
You get the rainbow around the lip area, but if you get a car with its headlights just in the right position at night, you can't see anything out the windshield. You're looking over the windshield.
Well, factory, I hope you're listening on it, but the good news is that there are companies such as C. Bailey's out there that can quickly ship replacement windshields at very fair price.
Yeah, and I will be having one on order the next couple of days.
I tell you, I love the one that I put on mine. By the way, you're going to do the Utopia backrest?
Yes, actually, I have that sitting in the garage waiting for Bobby to come over and cut my seat because I really don't want to cut my seat.
Now, let's see the real reason why I hadn't put it on. Check out this weather. It's in the low to mid 70s. It's a great time to be riding in South Florida. Don, I want to take a moment to thank you for taking the time to tell us about your bike, as well as all the great things that you do on the forum. If you have any questions, go to thevog.net, go to the forums. Oh, one last question. On this bike, is this bike for you?
Oh yeah, this one's for me.
You heard it. For thevog.net, I'm the Gadget Guru Andy Parr. I'll see you on the road and online.